Hinwete was known across the Ohia community as the greatest hunter without equal. He was tall, broad-shouldered, and fearless. His voice carried authority, and his boasts carried far. Around evening fires, in the wine meat joints, and at village gatherings, Hinwete would laugh loudly and say there was nothing in this world he could not hunt. Whether it walks in flesh or crawls in spirit, he once declared, whether it breathes or is already dead, Hinwete will bring it down, even witches and wizards. The people cheered and sang his praises whenever he spoke like that. But not everyone was pleased. Far beyond the edge of the village, deep in a healing kingdom where the earth was always cold, ugly old witches sat and listened. Their ears were sharp, their pride was wounded. No mortal had ever mocked them so openly. And so, they decided Hinwete must die. Amongst them was one which feared above the rest, wrinkled, bent, with eyes like burning coal. She volunteered to trap the hunter herself. That very night, she shed her ugly skin and transformed into something irresistible to men. By morning, a beautiful young woman arrived in Ohia community. Her skin was smooth and fresh like milk. Her name was Egovin. Her smile was gentle, her voice soft, and her eyes shone like pure diamonds. She claimed she had newly relocated and was seeking a husband, but not just any man. She announced to the community that she would marry only the strongest and most powerful hunter in Ohia. A contest was arranged. Egovin carried a white basin upon her head and said any man who is interested in her hand in marriage should throw a stone, be it old or young, and whoever stone landed inside her basin would win her hand in marriage. One by one, the men threw their stones. Even old men and young boys were not left out. Each time, something strange happened. The stones missed. Some swerved mid-air, others bounced away. The crowd murmured in confusion. After everyone had thrown their stones, it was Hinwete's turn. He was the last man standing, and then he stepped forward, confident, smiling. He hurled his stone and it fell cleanly into the basin. The crowd erupted in cheers, songs were sung, praises were shouted. Hinwete listed his new bride and carried her home, proud and unaware that the woman he married was an ancient death wearing borrowed beauty. What Hinwete did not know was that he had brought danger into his home. And what the witch did not know was that Hinwete was never alone. He owned 4 gigantic dogs, feared even by wild beasts. Nkita Jishianoku, Obubobi, Katakpo Anjibia, and Ezen Wigodo. That night, as Hinwete slept, Egovin rose quietly from the mat. Her beauty melted away, her back bent, her teeth sharpened. The ugly old witch stood over him, lifting her weapon. But before she could strike, the dogs began to bark. Not once, not twice, endlessly. Hinwete woke up and the witch froze, pretending innocence. Night after night it continued. Each time she tried, the dogs barked. Each time Hinwete woke. Angry, she complained. "These dogs won't let me sleep," she hissed sweetly. "Send them away." Trusting his wife, Hinwete sent the dogs outside and locked the door. Still, the barking continued. The dogs tore holes through the wooden door with their teeth, snarling and howling until the witch retreated again. At dawn, defeated but still very patient, she smiled and suggested they go to the farm. "Leave the dogs at home," she said gently. Hinwete agreed. Unknown to him, she carried a machete and an axe. She planned to take his head and present it in their evil kingdom for celebration. When they reached the farm, far from home and away from help, she transformed into herself, the old ugly witch. The hunter screamed, and he ran and climbed the tallest Iroko tree he could find. Below, the witch laughed. You boasted you could hunt witches. Today, Ohia community will learn how weak you are. She struck the tree again and again with her axe. The trunk trembled. That was when Hinwete remembered the whistle around his neck. With shaking hands, he blew into it and sang Nkita Jishianoko. Awala Jamili Aluememu. Obubo bi. Awala Jamili Aluememu. Katakpo Wanjibia. Awala Jamili Aluememu. He sang it 3 times. The 3rd time, far away, 4 powerful dogs lifted their heads and started to run. They ran through forests, through rivers, through spirits' paths. They arrived as the tree began to crack, and when they saw their master in danger, they leapt and pounced on the witch. The witch screamed. By the time the dust settled, nothing remained of her. From that day, Hinwete never boasted again, and the witches of Ohia community never tested him twice.